Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Superman episode of the Comic Room Pod, episode 47. This is a long-awaited episode. I mean, as long as the Comic Pod has been around, we have been waiting for this movie.
Yeah.
Some weeks not talking about it, some weeks just waiting for it. And here we are. We will give you our full thoughts, spoiler thoughts, in a little bit. If you want our spoiler-free thoughts, go ahead, pause this podcast, check out the other videos on this channel, and it's the last video that we posted. Yeah. It's our mostly spoiler-free review. There's a very, very small spoiler at the end. It has nothing to do with the plot, only to do with some action sequences. But if you want to go in completely blind, I guess you wouldn't watch it anyways. But we give no plot spoilers, but a little bit of action spoiler. But not even like who is in the action sequences.
No.
Check that out. We will not be doing spoiler-free talk today.
Nope.
Maybe like one sentence.
Yeah.
But that's it. We're not going in depth because we got a 30-minute video on that.
Yep.
So today will be all spoiler-free. We will give you a full and clear warning when we're going to get into spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
So we got that. First on the docket is we got to give away this Luke Cage Hero for Hire.
Yeah.
So we'll do that here in a second. And then we got Show and Tell.
Yep.
And then we're going to be introducing a brand new segment to the channel. Maybe it'll be a mainstay. Maybe it won't be. But I think we'll all like it. I think it'll be a little fun. It's very, very comic based.
Yes,
so
it is.
Some weeks we can get away from comics and a comic book movie. Some weeks we can even get away from comic book like adjacent, or like we'll be talking about like Dune some weeks or sports. So this will always keep it grounded in comics, and it'll be a lot of fun. I think you guys will enjoy it.
Keep us tethered to the comics.
Depending on time, we may do some news, nothing crazy this week. And then we'll get into our Superman spoiler talk. Let's jump right into it. We had 8 of you join the giveaway.
Okay. So that's like a 12% chance to win. Something like that.
Yeah. So
let's go.
We got Mon Comics, TX Money, Darkside Raider, Whitby, Joseph Martinez, Peyton, Luigi Pig, Luis Mendoza. That's all that we got entered.
Okay.
This is U.S. shipping only, so no.
If you live on the moon, we'll send you a picture.
Exactly.
Of the book.
So I got this right here. This is wheelofnames.com. I'm just gonna hit shuffle to get your guys' names shuffled about. Hit that a few times. Ooh, zoomed in. All right, and then let me bring this up to the camera.
The suspense.
Oh my gosh!
What? Who?
Whitby 7-1. Congrats, Whitby. You barely won. Look at. I'll take a screenshot of this and throw it up on screen so you guys can see. Look at where that's sitting on the line.
Oh, at first glance, I thought it was going to Tax Money. Was that the name? Because it looked like it. Oh, yeah. Show them the real close-up view. Sorry, Tax Money. A hair.
I'll screenshot it and put it up. That's crazy. All right. Whitby, congrats. DM me on Instagram at Spros_comics, and we will get you that copy of Luke Cage Here for Hire if you're on American soil.
Yeah.
So,
and we assume you are.
Yeah. So let me see. Let me just.
Yeah. Thanks everybody for your comments and for watching. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it was fun reading everybody's just favorite moments on the on the podcast this year. A lot of them were about your Golden Age hunt.
Right. Really?
So,
okay. Cool.
Yeah. A lot of people were excited to see you go Golden Age. We had one person who liked your Reed Richards cosplay. So
yeah. I was looking at that one the other day. As a matter of fact, I got to break that wig out again.
Yeah, that was fun. All right, the giveaway is done. Congrats again to Whippy, and thank you to all who entered. Who knows? I bought a huge collection, so maybe there's more fun stuff offline that we'll just give away.
Well, I picked up 2 new Golden Age books. I wasn't supposed to, but I just happened to be watching Acclaim Sale last night, and that'll probably be show and tell in a week or 2.
Yeah.
So if you like the Golden Age stuff, I got more coming.
Heck yeah. All right. Show and tell time.
Yeah.
I think we both are rocking the same theme, so go ahead and kick us off.
All right, so I had something else in mind. I realized, no, this is our Superman issue episode. So I mean, obviously we got to be Superman, and so this is what I came up with for this week. Now, before I turn it over, I'll tell you this: it's a worthwhile show and tell just based on what it is, but there's a cool twist at the end. So
all right.
So it's a 2-comic show and tell, and it is these 2 comics: Superman issue 423.
You can show this one now. We got that camera back. It's been a while. Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Superman 423, and Action Comics 583. And these are parts 1 and 2 of a single story written by Alan Moore.
Ooh.
In 1986. This was the Superman that preceded by 2 weeks Man of Steel issue number 1. This was the last issue of Superman.
Right.
Now we know that they obviously rebooted it and the whole thing, but Superman, this was the final issue of Superman. And there's an ad at the end for John Byrne's Man of Steel, and we all know all about that. Great story. The story takes place in an alternate universe. I'll put these here for now. The story takes place in an alternate universe that we now, in the comic world, affectionately refer to as Earth 423, based on Superman 423. And it's a really great story. 1986, by the way, right about the same time as Watchmen. Really close, about the same year. So Alan Moore was at his peak.
Isn't it? Doesn't the story have a name, like the Man of?
Yeah, whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
That's right. Yeah,
that is the name. And if you've been around comics long enough, that you know that you've heard that because it's a very well respected story and celebrated story. The comic book itself, this one here's on Key Collector, they've got it listed at like 10 to 12. I went on eBay, in a near mint raw, it's maybe a $30 or $40 book. In a 9.8, it's maybe $150. It's not out over the top expensive because they printed a lot of them, but it's a great story. It's a great story. And the story is this alternate universe where the framework of the story is Lois Lane is being interviewed by a reporter 10 years after the disappearance or death of Superman. And it's her recounting of what happened and why it happened. And I don't want to spoil this either. We'll spoil the movie later, but I don't want to spoil the story. But it's all about what happens to cause Superman to disappear. He's been missing or assumed dead for 10 years. And Lois Lane has started a new life and has a husband and the whole thing. And a lot of Superman's all of his enemies are dead. And a lot of his close friends are dead also. And it's got time travel in it, people coming from other universes. It's a really great story with a really fun ending. And that's all I'm going to say. But it goes over these 2 issues. Each one of these books worth about the same. So you can have them. You can get them reader copies for cheap, easy, right? Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Amazing story. It's Alan Moore at his peak of his powers. Watchmen Alan Moore.
Killing Joke.
Yes, Killing Joke. Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Saga of Swamp Thing. I mean, Alan Moore in the 80s. Not saying that Alan Moore's lost anything. I'm just saying that Alan Moore in the 80s, we know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the beauty of these 2 is the story. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, in advance of our recording this morning, I broke out the comics to read them. And I have multiple copies of this book and multiple copies of this book. This one is a direct edition. I also have a newsstand edition somewhere over here, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, and I decided to rebag all of them. So I'm taking them out. I'm looking at them. And I'm going to take this one out.
Mark Jewelers.
Not Mark Jewelers. Oh, that would be epic if it was Mark Jewelers. So, but here's what happened as I take this thing out to read it. Yeah.
No way.
A double cover of this book. By the way, this book is unread. That's why I never knew it was a double cover. This is an unread, perfect. This is a 9.8 candidate. It's 9.6 or 9.8. I don't. There's nothing wrong with this book. I think it's a 9.8. A 9.8 double cover of this classic book.
Wow.
So when you talk about what's fun about comic collecting, this book has been in my collection since 1986.
Yeah, this is 9.8.
It's a 9.8. This book has been in my collection since 1986. I never opened it. It's unread until this morning. I didn't even read it. As soon as I was double cover, I put it back in the bag and broke out a different book. It's a double cover, double 9.8 cover, would be my guess on when I get it slabbed. So I'm going to get it slabbed. I have to get it
I'm doing a modern submission soon if you want to throw this in.
Yes, I do. So I was so like I opened them and I kind of had a deja vu moment. Like, did I just not open this cover?
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing. This book has been 40 years in my collection, and I never knew it was a double cover. And I discovered it today.
Guys, this is a first for the podcast.
Yeah.
This is a first from I've never seen a double cover in real life. I've seen double covers slabbed, but I've never opened up a double cover. Wow, that's amazing.
And the back.
This is the first time ever for the Comic Room Pod. Wow, amazing.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
I couldn't believe I was so excited to bring this anyway.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the double cover, I went, oh, this is going to be such a fun show and tell.
Did you find any comps for it?
I did see one actually on eBay for sale, a double cover of this issue for like, believe it or not, only like $100 and something, but it was beat. It was beat.
Wow.
And when it comes to double covers, or when it comes to anything with comics, it's condition. This in a 9.8, which I'm gonna say 9.8. I really don't think there's anything about this book. It's literally unread.
Yeah.
That isn't a 9.8, but this book in a 9.8 double cover, I have no idea. There's no comps, none. I don't even know where to begin to look for a comp.
Yeah.
For it. So
wow.
I mean, would I ever sell it? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if somebody really wants it before I grade it, let me know. But I don't know, man. It's glossy. It's just gorgeous.
Wow, that's amazing.
And I could never sell to someone as a 9.8. I would say a 9.8 candidate, but isn't that cool?
Crazy. Wow, that's a first.
Definitely a first, and maybe never again. I mean, what are the odds of the thing I was looking at to do show and tell turns out to be a double cover?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now watch me tear it right live on camera here. Now you and I have been doing so much bagging and boarding lately that
we're masters.
I feel like I've gotten it down.
We've dialed in the art of bagging and boarding.
Yeah, the key with handling paper is you have to be confident.
Yeah.
If you're not confident handling paper and you're like nervous, you're gonna snag, tear it. You're gonna do something wrong. It's paper.
Yeah, it's stronger than you think.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. But anyway, that's one of the coolest PC finds, if not the coolest PC find that for me personally that I've ever had. I would say the Jack Kirby signature and that being authentic.
Yeah.
Is up there as well, but that's one that I bought knowing it had it in it.
Yeah.
The other one though, I think the number 2 would be the Kazar issue number 1 at the thrift store that had the signed and dated Stan Lee signature from 1982. And that's up there. That might even be number 1.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough call. I don't know. Let me slab this and see if it comes back a 9.8, right?
Yeah.
But that's the other thing. Do I slab it or I leave it open because it's a great story and it's double cover?
Nah, you have multiple copies. You gotta slap it.
I gotta slab it. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Too bad this wasn't the newsstand one. This is a direct edition one.
Dang. I now want to go through because I haven't bagged and boarded everything I bought for my PC. So I'm curious if I have any double cover. I'm curious if I have any double covers in that collection.
Right? Imagine a double cover Mark Jewelers. Does one exist? It's possible, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Yeah.
So here's the newsstand version of it.
Nice.
So I have, I think just the 2 copies of this one, and then I had four copies of this one for some reason.
Look at this guy hoarding.
I was specking hard. 1986. I was a senior in high school.
Nice.
So it was no longer paper out money at this point. It was I think I had a job like a job at the Gap or something like that. So it was like working at the mall money.
Nice.
So anyway, there's my cool show and tell.
Wow, that is really cool. Okay, mine's really not as cool at all. Mine is also Superman themed. I don't have a lot of Superman books, to be fair. I actually only picked up some Superman books like in the last year, and they were mostly all at like Torpedo Con and San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, I remember that.
It was like when I was doing, I think I was just like when I was like specking on it a little bit, but like specking and combining like towering covers.
Yeah.
And so I picked up some of those, and then I picked up some
like Showcase or Brave and the Bold, right?
Yeah. I don't have any of those here. And then like there was some like there's like a few Batgirl Superman crossovers. But I wanted to show this one, but actually I meant to do homework on this one before we started, and I totally forgot.
But what is it? Are you
something?
The suspense is killing me.
I know the suspense is gonna kill you all.
Killing me softly with his song.
So this is
that's the only singing you're ever gonna get out of me on this podcast. Well, probably not, but I apologize.
Yep. Okay. So this is wait a second. This is a Nick Cardy cover with Neil Adams art on the interior.
Okay.
And this is a Superman towering cover. And I just think this thing is super cool. This is Superman 254. A sweet Bronze Age.
That's beautiful. Look at the reds on that.
Yeah, the lightning.
Wow.
Superman is holding this boy by the shoulders who's on crutches, and he says, "From this moment on, Billy Anders, I bequeath all my superpowers to you." So Superman giving his powers to Billy Anders.
Wow.
Which I don't think is the Shazam. That's Billy Batson, right?
Right.
I mean, let me do a quick Google search.
Wow, that is beautiful. That's a great cover.
Yeah, it is.
20 cent Superman. Now only 20 cents.
He was a neighbor of Clark Kent and was, for a while, shared his mind with the Lynx. Wow.
Huh. Oh yeah, he's got a lynx on his shoulder here in this comic, like on his back.
Yeah.
That looks like a Neil Adams cover, but it
does, yeah.
So same influence.
Yeah.
It's a really nice shape too.
Yeah, it is. Huh.
You graded it at an 8.0. I think you were being too harsh, man. Although I'm getting the Mylar, you know how that works.
The Mylar buff.
The Mylar buff gives it a 0.5.
So just a cool Superman towering cover that I liked. They got him in a very powerful stance here. Yeah. So
right on, man.
Yeah,
I
some
love
Supermans. I would have put Superman stuff on the wall, but I don't have any Superman slabs. So
hey, do you have any tape? I gotta.
Yeah, it's right at the corner over there.
No, you know what? I better not, because if I get, me, I'm kind of a klutz. If I get up and I walk, you
can fold it inside maybe on the back side.
There's a good chance that I'm gonna trip on the some of the cords here. No, I don't want to do any such thing. I'm just gonna leave it. See, you're more sure-footed than I'm the guy that, like, you guys will be watching the podcast, all of a sudden everything will tip sideways.
All right. That's our show and tell. We should do like a hashtag tag us on Instagram type thing where it's like show us your show and tell for this week.
That's a great idea.
Maybe,
because come on, everybody loves to show like this is the book I want to talk about. I picked this book up. Here's one of my favorite books. Let's get that going.
Yeah. All right. Tag us on Instagram. Our the Comic Room Pod. Let me get the @ right. At the Comic Room Pod on Instagram.
Yeah.
Follow us there. Tag us with your show and tell. Type in hashtag TCR show and tell, the letter N, and show us your show and tell for the week. That'd be really cool.
I'd love that. Let's make this a conversation. I want to see. We showed you ours. Show us yours.
Yeah, exactly. So at the Comic Room Pod, tag us on Instagram. Hashtag TCR show and tell, and show us your comic
video
of the week
or picture, whatever.
Totally, yeah. Cool. All right. New segment. So, as you all know, it was Corporate Greed Week, aka Amazon Prime Week.
Oh, right, yeah.
Where a lot of things went on discount, a lot of things went on fake discount. Fake discount as in people were, or companies pretend to mark down their things, but it's like it's already been marked down like that all week. But because it's flashing red and blue, it just makes it seem like you're getting a really good deal.
We get the Gaga eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I did see these two things. Are you able to grab that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
So let's see, guys.
Can I do it? Dun, dun,
And there's
dun.
something on top of it too.
You want to bring everything over?
No, just the bottom one. Anyway, I saw these on Amazon Prime, and I thought they were really cool. And I had an idea for the Comic Room Pod. These are, oh my gosh,
They're so heavy.
the Marvel and DC definitive encyclopedias. No, the DC Comics and the Marvel Comics Encyclopedia, the newest edition. Mark Cicchetto cover on this one.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't know who this is though. Sorry. It actually looks unfamiliar to me. Anyways, yeah, so I figured,
There's a lot of good stuff in those.
yeah, these are, I mean, they both say on the back, the definitive guide to the characters of the DC universe or Marvel universe. So I just thought it'd be fun if we would just take one of these books every week. So this week we'll do DC, since we got a bit of a DC theme going.
Yep.
Just set that wherever. And maybe some weeks will come planned. Maybe some weeks we won't. But literally my plan is just to open this, set my finger down, pick a hero, and read about them. Wow. Okay. That was Justice Society of America. That's a full page. I'm not going to do that now because we have a lot to talk about. But just the Justice Society of America takes up a whole page.
You got to watch out. You could land on Batman and have a chapter.
Yeah. But I was just doing that for example. So what I'm going to do is put the front cover and the back cover down. I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to go forward a little bit, back a little bit of ASMR. Here, I'll put the mic.
That is ASMR-ish.
Okay. There we go. And stop. Open. Now, sometimes there's like one character and they take up the whole page. Sometimes there's like 6 characters on like 2 pages. So
we can all see the page.
Oh, I'm gonna put my finger down, and it's Harley Quinn. Okay, we're not doing that. We all know who Harley Quinn is.
Dying for you to open your eyes and see that. Okay, so the caveat is we're hoping that these will be somewhat more obscure, or if not obscure, at least ones that we don't already know. Because we don't waste any. We want to give you value, right? Harley Quinn. I assume you know about Harley Quinn.
Maybe one day when like we can keep it in our back pocket for a day where we might not have too much planned and we can spend a full day like diving into a full page.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a lot about Harley Quinn that we don't know comics wise, but
so
today we don't have time.
Okay, so yeah, all right. Who do you got?
Okay. I'm kidding.
But wait, okay, I was gonna say, so put your finger down, and if it's not it, then just go to the next page.
Okay, that's fair. That was James Gordon. Gorilla Grodd. Okay, here's this. This is Gotham Academy.
Okay.
Kind of sounds.
That actually is new to me.
Kind of sounds like Strange Academy. This actually predates Strange Academy.
Okay.
Strange Academy is 2016.
Does it have a picture?
This is 2014. It does. Oh yeah, right there on the top.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Wow. So they're young.
Yeah. Okay. Gotham Academy made their debut. Oh, this is even like potential to spec too.
I love it. All right.
So their debut was in Gotham Academy #1. Their base is in Gotham City. They got some. Okay, they have some professors and headmasters that I don't know. So the headmaster is Headmaster Hammer. The principal is. Oh, I'm trying to figure out how they wrote this. Okay, I see. The principal is Professor McPherson. No, wait. Okay, I see. Headmaster Hammer is the principal. Professor McPherson is the history professor. Mr. Scarlet is the librarian. Professor Milo teaches chemistry. Coach Humphreys does athletics. Mr. Trent teaches trauma. Here's a big one. Professor Hugo Strange is a guidance counselor. And Ms. Harriet is an administrator. So,
Okay.
Students, Mia Maps Mizoguchi, Olive Silverlock, Kyle Mizoguchi, Pomeline Fritsch, Colton Rivera, Heathcliff Tristan Gray, who's an exchange student, and Damian Wayne,
Oh, there we go.
the son of Batman.
All right, that's interesting. So when did this show up? What year?
2014.
2014. So, okay.
Their allies are Batman. Their enemies are Clayface. School sleuths. New pupil Mia Mizoguchi was determined to investigate Gotham Academy's mysteries and recruited a motley gang to aid her investigations. And it's got some pictures so that you can see here who's who. And Gotham Academy. Oh, this is a whole segment. Sorry. Gotham Academy is a very old and exclusive private school with a sinister reputation. Bruce Wayne is its patron, providing funding as well as Wayne Foundation scholarships. Freshman student Mia Maps Mizoguchi was thrilled to receive one of these scholarships. Having arrived at the academy, she set about exploring its mysteries, dragging fellow student Olive Silverlock into her schemes. The pair had to be saved by Batman after falling from the school's ruined clock tower. They then explored the derelict North Hall, rumored to be haunted by the ghost of a former student, Millie Jane Cobblepot. We know that last name. Instead, they found Killer Croc, who had escaped from Arkham Asylum through a system of tunnels leading to the school. I feel like Killer Croc is always escaping Arkham Asylum.
They can't keep that dude.
Mia and Olive, along with Mia's brother Kyle and fellow students Colton and Palmeline, formed a detective club to investigate other bizarre ongoings at the academy. They discovered that the gym teacher was actually a werewolf, and they foiled Clayface's attempt to ruin the school's performance of Macbeth. The group's most heartbreaking discovery was that Olive's mother, Sybil, had once been the villainous Calamity who had been imprisoned in Arkham Asylum. Wow, that actually sounds like a pretty fun spec.
Yeah. That's interesting. So
And a good read, too.
It sounds like first appearances.
Yeah. So, yeah. Wow. All right. Gotham Academy.
Gotham Academy. Who knew?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Predates Strange Academy. That's pretty neat.
That actually is because Strange Academy is a phenomenon
Yeah.
and probably going to get made into some kind of something.
Yeah, we know that it's been talked about a lot more recently, and they're trying to figure out if they're going to make it a movie or a show. So
I kind of like that. So Gotham Academy sounds like it's a mix of a Harry Potter and an Encyclopedia Brown, or Nancy Drew kind of thing.
Yeah. Wow, that was cool.
Or maybe a series of unfortunate events.
Oh yeah, sweet man. I love those books when I was a kid.
Those are cool.
That was fun.
Yeah, that's cool. I learned something new.
Yeah. So I'll do next week again, and
Okay.
I'll do a random poll from Marvel.
Yeah.
And then on Fantastic Four week, you can pick a Fantastic Four villain. I think I already know which one you'd want to pick. Because you got to buff some spec for yourself, and you got to put everybody on to this guy.
That's true.
But I don't know. Maybe you might pick somebody else.
That's true.
But yeah. So let's see here. Some news. We could just go over this briefly. We got the time for it. Greg Fraser is actually not returning to be the cinematographer of Dune Part 3.
Bummer.
Yeah, so it's going to be Linus Sandgren, who did the cinematography for La La Land and No Time to Die, 007. So La La Land was great.
Yeah. Very moody,
Yeah. I've never seen No Time to Die.
Yeah, no, I haven't either.
So, a Silver Surfer project is reportedly in development at Marvel Studios.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Reportedly.
That's a pretty big announcement.
I'm serious about reportedly.
Well, that's a big reportedly though.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Let's face it. If it's the Norrin Rad story, it's a compelling story. You got this guy with the power to surf the cosmos, but he can't get off Earth. That's his punishment.
Yeah.
Because Galactus is like, you want to save these people? Fine, you can have them, but you can't leave.
Mm.
And that's a cool setup. Like he's trapped on Earth.
Yeah.
Would be anyway. Yeah, great. I hope it's true. I hope it's not just reported. That'd be amazing.
I mean, yeah, who knows if it's going to be Norn Rad or Shala Ball. So I guess we'll see.
Either one.
Also, we just learned, I just learned, and I don't know if you knew before or not, but Shala Ball makes her first cover appearance on Silver Surfer issue number 3.
I know that because I put it in my database this morning. Because I said, all right, it's official. But for $50,
Yeah.
I paid you for the books.
Yeah.
Luke Cage 1 and Silver Surfer 3. So I'm like, okay, I can legitimately add it to my database now.
Yeah.
And so I went into Key Collector to make sure I put in the notes, all the stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It is because it's over there. First cover appearance of Shala Ball.
Yeah. Crazy. It's Mephisto's holding her.
In his clutches.
Yeah. So,
by the way, the first appearance of Mephisto inside the comic, when he actually, maybe one of the greatest all time.
Oh, like the
depiction. Yeah. He's like on this throne. It's a full panel and he's like this, all shadowed, but also flamed. And he's, he mentions the apocalypse. And I mean, it's so good.
Yeah. It's super cool. Ooh. Yeah. I like that. I mean, that panel, I'll just see that panel just randomly tweeted and like posted.
It's a meme. Probably should be a meme. It's not. It's like a whole page, right?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. This is a little fun fact. The Fantastic Four First Steps takes place on Earth 828. Jack Kirby's birthday is on 8/28, August 28th.
No way that's a coincidence. There's no way. That's a coincidence.
Yeah. Well, I think they intentionally did that.
Homage the man.
Yeah, they definitely were.
You got it.
So that was like the first time. I feel like we all knew that this was a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was pretty obvious. Like their tech was way advanced for the 60s. We've seen the 60s in Marvel, and they just didn't have that kind of tech, or like in our MCU. So I feel like it was pretty obvious. So they just came out and announced it.
I read something this weekend or today that were. One of the stated reasons for putting First Steps in an alternate universe is they would otherwise have to explain why didn't the FF get involved in the Thanos thing.
Yeah, this is from the same interview.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Nice.
So, yep, yeah, I mean, maybe for more casual viewers, then they needed a little bit of that, like, on the nose acknowledgement. But I feel like all of us probably already figured as much.
Yeah. Come on, FF.
This is interesting. We're going to get into Superman a little bit. David Cornsweet was paid $750,000 to play Superman. Rachel Brosnahan was paid $750,000 to play Lois Lane. And Nicholas Hoult was paid $2 million to play Lex Luthor. That seems underpaid. I mean, I know
for everybody.
I know that Cornsweet and Brosnahan are like lesser known actors.
Right.
But I mean, you're playing Superman to kick off.
Okay, I have my theory on that. Here's my theory on that. They can pay them that because scale, industry scale, and where they are in their careers, it's what's to be expected, even though it's a blockbuster movie.
Yeah.
And for Cornsweet and how do you say her last name?
Brosnahan.
Look, it's fine. They'll cash in on the sequel. Like, there's no way now. Like, that's over.
Yeah.
Because now you can't. And assuming Superman's a hit, and I think that's a very safe assumption at this point. There's no way they can be like, they're not going to lose Cornsweet on a contract dispute. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It does say that Brosnahan and Cornsweet will get percentages of the movie, so
they got points.
Yeah, they have a little bit of investment, but that still just seems low.
It does.
I mean, I know Nicholas Hoult is the most famous of the three going into it, but man, I don't know. And like Lois Lane, well, I guess I'll mention that later. Never mind. But yeah, anyways, felt a little low. But I mean, hey, if the movie crosses $1 billion, they're gonna be making some serious money no matter what percentage they
Yeah,
have.
that's right. Yeah.
So another piece of Superman news. There's a little bit of speculation, but it seems like everybody is saying that the movie needs to hit 550 to break even. There's some other reports saying it needs to hit 700 million to break even. So 550 to 700, it seems to be the range for them to break even. So
Okay. Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
Following this movie, James Gunn is reportedly, according to the Wall Street Journal, James Gunn is reportedly considering TV spin-offs for Mr. Terrific and Jimmy Olsen. So,
Well, okay. I don't want to say too much till we get there, but I can definitely see the Mr. Terrific and the Jimmy Olsen. I could that explains a few things.
Superman's pal, Jimmy
Superman's
Olsen.
playa pal.
This one was I totally forgot about this. Daredevil Born Again season 2 is wrapped filming. I totally forgot they were filming this entire time. So they just wrapped up.
Wow.
So March 2026, season 2. We got Jessica Jones back.
I heard she's killing it.
Yeah. Who knows? We might get Luke Cage, Iron Fist back maybe. But as of right now, we know we're for sure getting Jessica Jones. But yeah, it'll be a fun.
Herb Ritter's been great though. That's what I.
Yeah.
She's rocking it.
I'm excited. But yeah, probably Devil's Reign.
Yeah, it's got to be.
So, and that's all the news for today. All right.
Very newsy though.
Very newsy.
That's
yeah.
a big news. The Silver Surfer one, and the Daredevil season 2 wrapping, is significant. Especially since Daredevil 2 is not reportedly that happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's funny. Reportedly, I'm serious.
All right. Next week is like a filler week. Like, TV episodes got filler episodes. Next week, we got a filler episode of the Comic Room Pod because the week after that is Fantastic Four.
We'll all be catching our breath. I am, between this recording and next recording, going to my childhood home where I collected all my comics.
Boom.
And I'm going to be going through some boxes.
See what we can find.
I've just, a few things, how it is. You move out, you don't quite get everything over the span of several years. You manage to finally get everything you think from your parents' house. A few things have gone missing, and I'm gonna go looking for them, at least for a few hours.
Any comics?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I mean, one I maybe 10 years ago I found a like Spider-Man 316. It was a McFarlane 310, something like that. McFarlane Spider-Man's just sitting in a drawer.
Nice.
So
it's the best place it could be.
Yeah, right. It was in a drawer, out of the way, out of the sun, out of the dust. And that's the only reason it didn't get traded with all the other McFarlane Spider-Man.
Yeah, wow.
It kept hidden. Too bad it wasn't 300.
316 though.
Yeah, I don't know if it was 316. I think it was like 310. It's not a standout.
Not a Venom one?
No, other than it being a McFarlane.
Okay.
So, unfortunately. But still, so yeah, that's I doubt it at this point.
Yeah.
I doubt that I would find comics, but I do have some old Apple video games that I mentioned to you.
Yeah.
That definitely would have some value if they're there.
Man.
Yeah. I've got the discs. I've got the floppy discs, but but I don't have the packaging.
Oh, okay.
But I know that I had the packaging.
The packaging is everything with those those things.
So did it get tossed or did it get boxed?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I'll let you know.
Any like Kenner figures? Did you have any of those?
Not really. I wasn't too into that. And if I would have been, I would have trashed them, tanked. I mean, nothing would have stayed in the box.
Yeah.
No action figures would have stayed.
The Kenner stuff is cool. I really like that packaging that they have.
Yeah. I mean, but we'll see. That'll be.
Yeah.
If I find something, that'll be fun. That'll be my show and tell.
Yeah. So stay tuned next week. We'll see what Mr. Longbox brings back.
Yeah.
All right. Superman review.
Mm-hmm.
One sentence, maybe two max. Spoiler free. Go for it.
Superman. Well, real quick, I've had 24 more hours to think about it since the last time. Right?
Okay.
So that's good. It is a fun for the family summer action movie that a lot of people are going to enjoy.
Yeah.
It's not perfect on the scale of like what's not perfect and what is working. It's about 50-50 on each side. So it's kind of middle of the road for me as far as like my level of it, my ranking of it. However, it was fun. I'll say that.
All right. Give it a CGC grade.
I've inched up a little bit since my initial 4.5. I'll push it to a 5.5.
Okay. That's a decent jump.
Yeah. Give it a whole grade.
All right. My spoiler-free review is jumbled mess with stellar performances for the most part and bad writing and storytelling. And probably, so out of 10, I'd probably give it a little bit nicer of a score. Probably give it a 5, maybe a 6. So like maybe 5.5. Maybe I'm with you, but I feel like I'm closer to a 5. On Letterboxd, I gave it a 2 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't give it a 4 out of 10. Like there's other things I would consider on a scale to 10 compared to like a scale of 5.
Yeah.
So this is your warning. We're headed into spoiler territory.
Mm-hmm.
If you're still listening, you're in a bad place because things are about to get spoiled. Well, you're in a bad place if you haven't watched the movie yet.
Yeah.
So if you have watched the movie and you want to be here, then great.
Yeah.
You're in a good place.
And if you haven't watched the movie and you don't want to be spoiled and you're about to turn us off, just because our reviews weren't, wow, it's like 9.5 out of 10. Don't let that dissuade you from going to see the movie.
Yeah.
If you love comic books, and I assume you do because you're here, go see the movie, and then we'd love to hear what your thoughts are. Like you if you're a comic book fan, you got to see this movie.
Yeah.
So go see the movie. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
It's a major blockbuster, Warner Brothers of the flagship character for DC.
Your kids, if you have kids, your kids will love it.
They're gonna flip.
Like if you have family, your family's gonna love it.
It's a great family movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're about to sign off, just wanted to say that because I don't want you to go, forget it. I won't go see it. And then because I was certain after we watched it on Thursday night, this movie will be a hit. Which we kind of thought so anyway going in. But I was like, it's still going to be a hit. Like even after not loving it, I wanted to love it, it's still going to be a hit. I'm even more convinced now it's going to be a hit after seeing like the general reaction.
Oh yeah,
to
people are loving it.
It's going to be so. Go to a crowded theater and have fun with everybody in there.
We are in the minority as far as our opinions go, for sure. Yeah. This thing is getting praised, and I have some theories on why I think this movie is getting praised like crazy. But you have to stick around for spoilers to hear why I think that.
I just hope that they apply the same grace to Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
If it needs it.
Yeah, it won't.
All right. So anyway, all right. So here we go.
Spoiler You've been warned. Time. This is spoiler territory.
Spoilers.
Don't blame us if you get spoiled. There's honestly not even much to spoil about the movie. There's like maybe one thing, 2 things, but really, it's a pretty simple movie.
Yeah.
It's like good guy versus bad guy type thing. Yep. It's not like Marvel cameo slop where you don't want to get the cameos spoiled.
So what were your chief concerns?
So walking out of the theater, getting home, I gave it a 2.5 on Letterboxd. I wrote a long review on my Letterboxd account. Woke up the next morning. I hated it even more.
I thought you were going to say, and I feel terrible about it.
No. So let me just read my Letterboxd review. Okay. And there's more things that I have to say, but we can just use this as like a conversation starter.
All right, let's see your writing skills here. Put to the test. He's a good writer.
Where do I even find it? show your activity. Okay, here we go. This is a no joke review. Look at this.
Oh, you gonna read that whole thing?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Lock in.
All right. Let me get some water.
Corn Sweat deserved a better script. There's so much potential in his Superman, but poor writing and even worse directing minimize his emotional arcs. Almost all of the emotional beats felt undeserved due to bad pacing and shallow writing. It seems like it couldn't figure out if it wanted to be a kids movie or an edgy gun flick. Holt's performance as Lex really felt like a, here bro, damn, now leave us alone, after being passed on for Batman and Superman. For context, if you didn't know, he auditioned to play the Batman. Pattinson won out in that role. He auditioned to be Superman. Corn Sweat wins. So that's where that comes from. Which is a shame because Holt is an exceptional actor, but potentially one of the worst Lexes we've seen, in my opinion. Superman couldn't win a single fight without getting bailed out by either Crypto, the Justice Gang, or Mr. Terrific. And I forgot about this one. He also got bailed out by Metamorpho in the Atom Proton River. He cried when his local food vendor was murdered in cold blood by Lex, yet felt nothing when his clone was lost to a black hole. Odd. The best scene in the movie is the Mr. Terrific fight scene outside of the portal, right before he bails Superman out of a jam. It's also riddled with conveniences that attempt to make up for lazy writing. It's convenient that the Elemental Man, Metamorpho, can create kryptonite and that Lex has him in his prison. There's no lore behind him, no actual reason as to why he's there. It's just convenient to the plot, so a threat against his infant child should be enough to make it seem reasonable, right? How do Lex or Metamorpho even know what kryptonite is? More conveniences include Jimmy Olsen having previously dated Lex's current girlfriend, who ends up being the most important plot mover of the entire movie. We never see any moments of their dating. We've just told that they did, and we're supposed to be okay with that because it's convenient to the plot. The most annoying convenience was that Crypto wasn't even his dog. He belongs to Supergirl, and it just happened to be the week that Supergirl needed him to dog sit. Whoever handed Gunn the keys to the ship and not Matt Reeves really shouldn't be an executive of anything. Superman's greatest superpower is his meekness, not his humanity. And that is something this movie completely misses.
Ooh, that's good. It's a good review.
So,
yeah. See, I told you he's a good writer. It's good. Yeah. Nicely stated.
Thank you. So, obviously there's a lot in there. Let me just expand on one thing that I said at the end. I gotta reopen this thing again. When I thought about the Crypto thing being Supergirl's dog, and Superman is like dog sitting for however long the movie was, and how many times Crypto bailed Superman out of a fight. The one thing I thought is, what is this dude doing when Crypto's not around? Like, is he just
dying
like
over and over again?
The first and I was thinking about this, like the first scene in the movie is from the trailer when Superman just comes flying from the sky and hits the snow. If Crypto is not there, if Supergirl doesn't need him to dog sit, is Superman dead?
Well, yeah, because the rest of the battle follows him there to kill him.
Yeah.
And he was obviously easy to kill at that point.
So again, just convenient with no actual like purpose behind like why Crypto, like a better way that could have been done is like Superman, like in the movie referencing, like, I got this like drunk party girl cousin, and we would all know that Supergirl, and he's like, it just like, I just had to take the dog, like she needed her time.
He's been living with me for a while now.
Right, like that would make so much more sense.
Right.
But the fact that literally he got the dog just before the movie starts, like like at a scene, and then as soon as the movie ends, the dog is gone, just so that Supergirl movie can happen. Like, that was so frustrating to me. Anyways, just convenience, bad writing, bad storytelling. There's a lot of moments like that, but anyways, you can yap.
Yeah, no, that's really, your review is really spot on, and I agree with everything you said about it. I think the emotional impact that we're supposed to feel when Lex is being Lex, it just kind of feels more like he's just throwing a tantrum. You know, it's not connected to anything. We don't really, we're not really told what's he so mad about
Right.
exactly, except later we it's just pure and simple jealousy. Like,
Yeah.
you know, why are you stealing my thunder? You're not even a human, you know. And so we're just kind of given some devices to make us dislike Lex. Devices like calling Superman an it. Like there's no way the audience isn't gonna react to that.
Yeah.
Because he's not an it. Nothing is an it. Nobody is an it. If you're alive, you're not an it.
Right.
You know, you have value, and and so but to me that was kind of a cheap plot or character device. The other one, the more egregious one, is let me torture the dog.
Yeah.
Because, and I tell my students, look, it's not hard to make your character unlikable, your villain unlikable to readers. Just have him kick a puppy. I literally say that. That's literally what I say. And then I follow that up by saying, but of course, don't have him kick a puppy, because be a little more sophisticated than that.
Yeah.
But you don't have to work that hard to make a character unlikable. But Gunn went for the lowest hanging fruit possible.
Yeah.
And so, and you're right. Holt's a great actor. Like you could see he was doing a good job in the scenes, but he's doing the best he could with what he had to work with.
Yeah, totally. Like to expand on like what I wrote, because what I wrote is harsh, but I do believe it. Like Holt, and I said in the review, he's an exceptional actor. Yeah. As Beast, he's better than Kelsey Grammer. Like it's gonna be hard to beat his Beast. He was fantastic. If you've ever seen The Menu, it's just this like crazy like what's the word, like Twin Peaks, like what is that genre?
Oh yeah,
surreal.
It's like a oh my goodness, surreal, yes, but it's also like it has a noir feel to it.
Yeah,
that's the word I was looking for.
So
yeah, it's a yeah, I will go with that.
So The Menu is like this like very surreal movie about this like chef who hosts like dinner parties, and you like have to get invited, and Nicholas Hoult plays this like crazy fanatic of this chef, and he brings this girl to go on a date with him, and I can't say any more than that because the rest of the story is just like crazy, but he plays like this fanatic over this chef in just one of the craziest, most diabolical ways that you could. Like it's insane. Like it's an insane movie. It's crazy. He does such a good job. He's such a good actor. Like you said, he did well with like the script that he had, but it's like the writing was just so bad.
I think what it suffers from more than anything else, and again, it's a 5.5 for me. I don't think it's a bad like movie. I think it's a fun movie. It just didn't get me where I was hoping it would get me, but it was still solid. But so I don't want to come across like I'm just here to bash the movie. Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about some good parts.
Yeah, we'll get there. But there was just too much going on.
Yeah.
It was, and I know I'm not the first to say this, but it felt too crammed, too stuffed. For example, the two countries that were at conflict, the one country invading the smaller country. I didn't feel like I got a sense of that at all beyond the bad guy from the big country being kind of a caricature,
Yeah.
Like he was just sort of a template, over the top,
yeah,
outrageous villain that's so outrageous you can't even really believe it. Like he's not even diabolical. He's just kind of
he's a puppet to Lex.
Just kind of just a madman kind of thing. And it didn't hit all that well. Like he's just too much. Like I remember John Lithgow, great actor.
Yeah.
Early in his career played a bad guy in a movie Cliffhanger, starring Sylvester Stallone, and his performance. The character didn't work because it was just it was exaggerated. A caricature for the bad guy in Superman is probably the right word for it. It was just over the top.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I didn't get a sense really of that conflict at all. They just didn't spend enough time there to make me really feel it.
Yeah.
All I really saw was like maybe, I don't know, a dozen soldiers on one side and like a room full of people on the other, maybe 100 people. It didn't feel like a global conflict to me one bit.
Yeah, it was definitely like the backdrop for the tension that Superman had. And walking out of the movie, I was frustrated that at the end Superman didn't go back. Like,
right.
He stayed to fight to go fight Lex. But I've changed my mind on like that, because I think that would have like tied it together a little bit more, as like Superman going back and like, just being like standing in front of an innocent people and saving them. Like, I think that would have made the whole story kind of come together.
Right.
So I was frustrated at that at first, but what I realized after like seeing some like tweets and stuff is Superman inspires. And so he inspires a guy like Guy Gardner and the Justice Gang to go be good heroes on the other side of the world. So that went from something that I didn't like about the movie to something that I agree with you. Like, he was a caricature, and I do agree that I still think Superman's physical involvement, like physical involvement, would have helped ground the story emotionally a little bit more.
Okay, that's exactly what. Go ahead, finish. I don't mean to interrupt.
But I understand the whole like Superman inspires people, so I understand sending the Justice Gang, and like I think it's good. It could have been better, but I'm okay with like that inspiration part.
I'm glad that you said seeing his physical involvement, because I'm thinking about like how would I fix it, right?
Yeah.
And as if I was going to try to story doctor this thing, I know this the movie picks up, and a lot of people have said that this is a good thing right in the middle of the action. Like, Superman just gets dumped on the onto the ice. We've all seen the trailer. I think it would have really helped if we instead could have backed it up, maybe just one scene, and seen the conflict in this country, seen the bombs going off, people. I would say let a few people die. Like, let's really feel the fear of this one nation imposing its will on another nation, and let's watch Superman actually save some lives and deflect some bombs and whatever it is that he does, and then now the weight of that becomes real for the rest of the movie. Like, and I have a stake in these people. They're completely abstract to me until the very end of the movie. They don't really mean anything to me, and then not much at the end either, because they're getting saved by somebody. That's coming.
Yeah.
And also, as much as I did like it, it would have been way better and way more earned when that kid puts that Superman flag.
Totally,
out.
Yeah.
Because it was a cool moment in the movie.
Yeah.
But how much of that was because the music was playing with our emotions versus was it really earned with the plot? Like,
right.
I get it I had to remind myself, oh yeah, they're putting the S flag up because he did already save them once, but I never saw it.
Yeah.
So I don't even know what they're really getting saved from, except this abstract threat that we're being talked to about.
Yeah.
But we never actually saw. So let me see some of the carnage and let me feel like, oh my gosh, what is this country doing to this other country? This is horrible.
Yeah.
And then Superman come and save the day. And that could have been 5 minutes, or start the movie 5 minutes earlier in the action.
That actually probably could have totally changed the movie for me, because if it's just like a tanks rolling into this country, soldiers on foot, like helicopters, and Superman's just like a tank is shooting and Superman's just like whizzing by and like grabbing the missile and like throwing it back at the tank, or like throwing it like away into the air, and then like maybe like an airstrike coming or something, and like Superman like stopping the airstrike, or like picking people out of the airstrike zone, like watching him be Superman, because that's like a whole segment of show don't tell. Like, you don't have to, all you see in that is bad guy, innocent guys, Superman saving the day. Right. And that's like exactly what you want to feel. And it could have all been placed behind, maybe not the John Williams score, because he kind of saved that for the end, but maybe just behind like a really heroic yes.
You could have done some early Action comic cover homages of him like stopping tanks and like World War II stuff. That would have been so cool.
Yeah.
By the way, thinking about it, strike what I said about let me see some people die or the carnage. This movie couldn't start with that. Like, the tone would have been all wrong. Like, you're not going to have, families dying on screen in the first scene of the movie.
Yeah.
That's not the tone of this movie. So I realize even as I say it, you can't have that.
Yeah.
So just have him come and save people. Let the bombs be flying and him do it.
Yeah.
I think that would have made it more. I would have had more stake in the threat.
Yeah.
Between this country, and it also would have made me hate Lex more.
Yeah.
Because now
because
when I find out he's behind it, you
right?
know? So, but anyway, so yeah, that for me.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, you're right, because we don't see any of the. Yeah, because Lex is tied to all of that stuff.
Yeah,
but we actually don't see him prowling on the innocent.
The most we see is him knocking pencils over and saying mean things about Superman, but he and treating his people like a jerk, you know, like the worst boss of all time, you know, which, you know, okay, that's fine, but you know, I think we lose a little something with that, and that's a result of the movie being too crammed. They just had too much to do. Yeah, you know, there's so much going on in the movie, but I think that would have been a pretty simple fix. Yeah, to add to the whole Baravia Jurhanpar thing. How do you remember the names, man? I can't remember that at all.
I think also it would have made that interview scene between Lois and Clark a lot better.
And it was a good interview, but it would have been way better.
Yeah, like I remember watching that scene and I was like, okay, I know they're acting well. I just am not emotionally buying into this. Like objectively watching that movie, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, Lex, Superman, Lois Lane, Mr. Terrific, like those are like standout performances for me. I was able to watch all of what they do in their performance and for the most part be like, wow, objectively these performances are great. Emotionally, I'm feeling almost nothing. And yeah, I think that starting the movie out that way and just Superman just being Superman and like saving a country,
fun.
It would have been fun. But especially in that interview, there's a scene where he's like, there's a little bit more context. I criticize like, why is he crashing out on Lois? But I think if we would have even seen that would have like helped contextualize this a little bit, because you would have been like, bro, if only you saw what he did.
Yeah, exactly, because otherwise it's all abstract. I'm like, okay, he said like 4 times people were gonna die. Yeah, but I don't know who those people are, and I don't know the context of their death except that you've told me. Yeah. But it doesn't. I don't have any connection to it.
Yeah, and he says that, like he states confidently there was no casualties and very minimal injuries, and the whole time it's like we're almost kind of like leaning like Lois's side because we didn't see any of it. So it's like we are also being a reporter in the sense of like, right, okay, well, we need more information. Like we don't know what happened. Like I know you're Superman, but I've never met you on screen before, so I don't know what kind of Superman you are. Like it's like if this is, you know, a Christopher Reeves past Superman 1 or 2, you can get away with like saying, oh, he did this and he did that. Like, right. You know, sequels do this all the time, like off-screen storytelling where like they catch you up where they've been since first movie. And you're like, oh yeah, I watched that character do a similar thing in the first movie or the second movie. Right. I believe that they did this, but just telling us that this hero did this and then making it the backdrop for the whole movie and not showing us a single bit of it. Yeah. There's just no emotional payoff for it.
Yeah, that's right. So that to me was the biggest issue was there's just a lot of stuff crammed into first on the storytelling side of things. You know, there's just a lot of characters, a lot of maybe I liked Crypto, but maybe a little less Crypto would have been because he tended to dominate the scenes he was in. He was I was telling somebody he kind of stole every scene he was in a way. He was. And that's good, but it's not a story it's a Superman movie, not a Crypto movie necessarily. So maybe a little less of that, certainly maybe not saving him every time.
Yeah. He saved him probably 3 or 4 times.
That's a lot.
I mean, genuinely, I'm not kidding. If you watch the movie or if you're going to watch the movie, there's not a single fight Superman won on his own. No. He got saved. Like there were if Metamorpho wasn't there to save him, he was going into the black hole.
Right.
Like he was not getting out of there.
Yeah.
The beginning of the movie, if Crypto is not around, he's not getting out of there.
Right.
Like story-wise, that was the only thing in that moment that could have saved him. Yeah, Mr. Terrific. If Mr. Terrific isn't, if Mr. Terrific conveniently didn't put blood trackers into all of his friends' blood,
Right.
which were just told.
Another convenience.
Yeah. Like, I didn't even think of that. I just thought about that one.
You're going to crash out right now.
I just thought, like, it's so frustrating. It's
I
like,
could see it in your face. You're like,
because it's literally like, oh, shoot, Superman's in this pocket dimension.
we don't know where he is. Oh, but I do.
Yeah. Oh, I track his blood, by the way. And you're like, okay, I understand you're like the smartest guy in this universe, but you're just like saying this thing. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I trace all my friends' blood. Like what? I just really, that's so frustrating. So again, another I mean, I could probably rewatch this movie, bring a notebook, and then just write down how many conveniences to the plot that I say they're conveniences because there's nothing that leads up to it.
Right.
But it's like you get to a moment in the movie with tension, and then a character goes, oh, I have this, or I know this, or I can do this, with absolutely no history to the viewer. Like, it's all brand new information to us, to the viewer, to everybody. There's no other, like, it doesn't come from anywhere except the writer just needs to bail somebody out of a situation.
Yeah. And I have something to say about all those conveniences, but I'll save it for when we talk about the good stuff.
Okay.
That we liked. Not that I think the conveniences were good. I don't. But I have a rationale for them, at least, maybe.
Okay.
I like what you wrote in your review about the difference between Superman watching his friend or the food guy, vendor, whatever.
Yeah. The food. Yeah. The falafel
guy.
Yeah.
Versus how ho-hum it was when his literal mirror, clone goes into the black hole.
Which that guy's gonna become Bizarro, right? Like that's
right. That's got to be Bizarro. Yeah. That's. I mean, it's just. I thought that was a. And again, I feel like a little bit like a heel, be like, oh, you just put your art out there. Let me tell you how I think you could have done it better. Like, I feel like a jerk even saying these things. But if you're still watching us, then you're here to hear what we have to say about it. So if you don't like it, sorry, but here's the thing. I thought it was a missed opportunity there when he's fighting with his clone, and there's that part where the clone is closer to the entrance of the black hole than Superman is. I thought it would have been a really cool opportunity for him to like be slipping and Superman, because he is Superman and he's noble, and that's the Superman they presented in this
very much so. Yeah.
To reach out and grab him.
Yeah.
To try to save him, even though this is the guy that almost killed him and the only person who probably can kill him. Yeah. And he's got him and he's holding him, but the black hole is a black hole, and he can't. And he's trying, but he can't keep his grip on him. And then maybe he thinks he can, but then something comes and hits the clone and then knocks him off. And then Superman, at least for a beat, feeling the anguish of that. Yeah. Before moving on to save everybody else. That wouldn't have taken much time in the screen, right? Yeah. And it would have been consistent with what they were trying to show us of Superman, but would have really, I think, been an emotional moment. But instead, they just kind of have a random thing hit the guy, and he just goes into the black hole, and Superman just goes about his business as if he lost his shoe or something. It wasn't like a bad moment in the movie. I just thought it was a missed opportunity in the movie to give us a really great glimpse at the nobility of Superman, the humanity of Superman, and make us like him and love him even more and be inspired by him even more, because only Superman would do it. Yeah. It would have been totally believable, right? Only Superman would try to save his enemy.
Yeah, I mean, he even does that to Lex at the end. Like, he gives the monologue, like, yeah, you can have humanity too. Like, yeah, that can also be your superpower, which that whole scene just didn't land emotionally. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so he has the heart for villains. He showed it at the end. Yeah. But he just had nothing.
But that would have been earned more if we had seen him first displayed in the heat of battle with his clone. Yeah. That even someone who's sworn to his enemy and want to kill him, he's always looking to redeem. That would have made the appeal to Lex much more believable and powerful.
Yeah.
I mean, it was believable, but it just didn't land.
Yeah.
I guess somehow for me anyway. So yeah, I thought that was missed opportunity there.
I think the one thing that like frustrates me the most out of like everything is that really, really cool scene, like towards the end of the movie when he helps to save that lady from the bridge, and the building like crashes onto the bridge, and there's all the dust that's coming up, and then Superman just ascends, and I sat there. And like the John Williams-esque score is playing. And I sat there watching that scene so mad because I wanted to like it so much. Because the scene is really cool. Like the shot of him coming up. But like it's just like so unearned. Like that, I feel like that's just what we keep saying this whole like everything is unearned in this movie.
That could have been their Pattison Batmobile crash fire scene. Where Penguin sees him upside down walking. It could have been that, like, when I saw that scene in the movie, sitting next to you in the theater, I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is so good. Like, but I didn't feel that same feel.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, except again, it didn't quite get set up. But it was still a cool scene. It just wasn't like, I wasn't mad when that scene happened, but I thought, like, okay. You know, it was.
I'm pulling up a tweet for something kind of related to. Okay, so big complaint about Henry Cavill that a lot of people have is, you know, he kills Zod, and also his fight with Zod happens in the middle of Metropolis. They're like flying through buildings, and there's a ton of casualties, right? So it's like all these casualties as a result of Superman's fight. So. What's his kill count is kind of the thing people talk about. So in this movie, there's a lot of there's a big evacuation at the end so that there can be a fight in the city free of casualties. But somebody tweeted, this movie be like, the city is getting destroyed, but it's empty. There's a giant monster in the city, but it's in the no building zone. They captured Superman, but Jimmy knows where he is. They killed the robots, but they fixed themselves. Zero consequences.
And the rift too. The rift rips through the whole city.
Yeah,
buildings are literally falling.
Yeah,
but somehow everybody's good. Or?
And in a day, like that, I don't know how you evacuate a city in a day.
Yeah,
I mean, I've never seen or been part of it.
It's interesting because in this comic book right here, part 2 of the Man from Tomorrow story, whatever happened to Man from Tomorrow, Superman is responsible for somebody's death. And he says, yes, I knew this would kill him. And that's a line I can't cross. And then that's when he exiles himself or kills himself. It's not clear.
Yeah.
So Alan Moore in 1986 knew that's the line that Superman won't cross. Like he will go out of his way not to hurt people, even his enemies. And in the movie, they did a really good job because how he's really upset with the Justice Gang, which was really a funny thing.
Yeah.
The Justice Gang. No, wait, that's right. The Justice Gang. He's like, you know, you're doing this the wrong way. Like you're being sloppy. There's too many. Like he's frustrated because come on, you guys. There's better ways to do this to avoid all this damage. And so they were aware of it,
right?
You know, they're aware of it. But
you
know, so yeah. Just to your point. With all the stuff that goes on in Metropolis, somehow I guess no one got hurt.
Yeah, no one got hurt.
How that's not possible.
Yeah, no consequences. Which consequences? I mean, like you said, like starting the movie out with that battle between the countries and Superman's involvement, like seeing that, you know it's good, but it clearly brings out all these consequences. But that's the one thing we don't see.
No.
So. Some good things. Let's talk about some good things for a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we should have started with the good things, but we had stuff to get off our chest.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But there are good things in the movie.
Honestly, the Justice Gang was a surprise hit for me. I really thought from the trailers that I wasn't gonna like them. Yeah. Nathan Fillion, pretty funny.
He was funny.
Yeah. And just the whole, like, all of them, Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific, were just like, it was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, their involvements in the story and the kind of like moral. I mean, we all know that like Guy Gardner is like a little bit questionable, like questionable, like his morals are questionable. But like I said, I wish it would have been Superman who showed up at the end. But I mean, honestly, like just seeing Superman inspire a guy like Guy Gardner to do good, like that was just like really cool. Mr. Terrific, by far the best part of the whole movie.
He was great.
Fantastic. So I don't want them to do Mr. Terrific show. I want a full movie. I want a trilogy. I want to see the whole thing.
Yeah, I would get a ticket in advance for that.
100%.
He was so good. What's the actor's name? You always know.
It is not an American name.
I put you on the spot.
You did.
But he was fantastic. The writing around this character was fantastic. But I think more than anything else, the way he was portrayed, he was just so cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, he was.
And he just didn't have a lot of patience for people who couldn't keep up. You know, it's like, I remember at the end when he walks in and it's like, I know the codes. He's like, I don't need your help.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Terrific.
Yeah.
You know, that was great. But Guy Gardner, he had some lines that really got the audience laughing.
Yeah.
And you know, the whole shtick about what they wanted to call the Justice, you know, Society, what do we call them, Justice Gang? And then like when Metamorpho says like, oh, what's your, you know, he said, oh, I like that name, and then Guy Gardner's like, you're in. That was really funny. Like I actually loved seeing Green Lantern's powers in the battle.
Yeah.
That was funny. Watching I mean, let's face it, Green Lantern, his powers are kind of funny, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can make anything out of this ring, so I'm just gonna make a big hammer that squishes you, and then the very next thing I make is gonna be a hand giving the middle finger. That was funny.
Yeah, totally.
You know, they really leaned into it, and I thought they did a great job with that.
Yeah.
You know, really cool. And seeing the Green Lantern in action was fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Eddie Gathegi.
yeah.
That's Mr. Terrific.
Eddie was great.
And his fight scene was the best fight scene in the whole movie.
Oh man, it was
not even close.
It reminded me of the Matrix fight scene, that initial one when Neo and Trinity show up in the to rescue Morpheus, and they walk up and they enter the Matrix and they're loaded with all that weapon, and they go through the metal detector, and it's like, oh, can you take off your coat? You know what I'm saying? And then he's got all that stuff.
Yeah,
Like, what in the world? And then there's this epic fight scene, and at the very end they just walk away like totally cool, putting their glasses back on, and everybody's dead. You know, behind them. In this case, everybody's down. You know, Turk doesn't kill them, but it's just had the same cool. Like he never broke a sweat.
Yeah, not at all.
He's like protecting Lois over here and wiping everybody out over here like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And done in a really beautifully choreographed way. I love that scene. That's when I was like, that's when I started to really have fun in the movie.
Yeah. And like, okay, so this is something that's like the difference between convenience and like non-convenience. So we see right away that Mr. Terrific is just like technologically advanced.
Yeah.
He's got this like chair thing that he can also walk on. So you're just like, oh, this dude's like, I mean, this dude's he's a genius.
Yeah,
like
he's stacked up with all these gizmos.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just kind of impressed. And I mean, if you know the comics, then of course, you know, he's like the smartest man in the world with like 20 different PhDs or something like that. So when you get to the fight, you see them walking. And I remember thinking, how is Lois going to be safe? Because he didn't.
I thought of you.
He didn't tell her like, hey, stay in the ship. I'll be back. Because that happens all the time in like, not even superhero. That just happens like, you know, a cop movie.
Yeah.
Like it happens all the time. So they're walking out and she's like a step behind him, and they're walking, and I'm like, how is she not going to get like attacked? And then he like builds this sphere with his like little terrific robot things. And I was like, oh, okay. How is he gonna, then my next thought was, oh, how's he gonna like fight inside of this thing? Like, I'm curious how this tech works. And then he like kind of gets into the middle of everybody, and then he just like steps outside the sphere, and then he just starts, we see the fight from Lois's POV from inside the bubble, and he's just going sicko mode on these dudes.
Cool.
And it makes sense. You're like, oh yeah, I've seen this dude's tech before. Like, so the fact that he would have tech like this makes 100% sense.
Yeah,
Like,
it was really
I don't
fun.
have to doubt this.
I thought you were going to talk about how the convenience of when Lois has to fly the thing, and he just says, "Yeah, it's intuitive."
Oh, that's
that
another
wasn't good enough for
convenience.
me.
Yeah.
At least they showed her nearly almost crashing the thing at some point, which got a good laugh in the theater.
Yeah.
So at least they did that, right?
Yeah.
But that was a little bit like, yeah, I don't care how intuitive it is. This is a spacecraft. Like, I don't think she's just going to figure it out.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
we're going to talk about the good stuff. That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Let's see. What else did I like about the movie? I think Corn Sweat, fantastic.
yeah, he was great.
Like, I think with a better script, this dude could be a Superman of all time.
Yeah, I think he's okay. There's going to be a sequel.
For sure.
I think the sequel is going to be better.
Yeah, it ought to be.
I have high hopes. I set you up for that one, didn't I? I have actually really high hopes for a sequel because of the things we've talked about already, and they've set things up really nicely, and they have a good team.
Yeah.
So
Supergirl comes out next year.
yeah, that'll be fun. What I'll say is, if I think about this movie as a comic book, it makes perfect sense. It's played like a comic book. When you read a comic book, you get a lot of things happening in between panels. You're not shown everything. It's just like, you know, and you get some conveniences in comic books.
Yeah.
You know, and you get much more compressed storytelling. A lot of things get jammed into, like, you know, this whole, like, Superman's whole downfall is in basically, you know, 50 pages of story in a comic book. You know, which is crazy. You don't really, you know, you're not getting the full story. And the movie kind of felt like that. And because that's one of the things that I've thought about since we recorded a couple days ago on Thursday night. Because that was, you know, what I thought, what I was curious about. Will my mind change on anything? Because I'm going to really, I've been thinking about it ever since, you know. And that's one of the things I said, well, if you're thinking of it as a comic book made into a movie, it makes sense. It plays like a comic book story.
Yeah.
You know, and that's part of the fun of it. It's also part of the frustration of it, because I want some more depth and some more intuitive story, not intuitive, but less on the nose storytelling and dialogue and things like that. But if I were to read that in a comic book, I would be okay with it.
Yeah.
You know, for the most part. Not to say I don't like a good read in a comic book, because I do. But,
Yeah.
But anyway, so I thought it did a good job of capturing the essence of a comic book on screen.
Yeah. Well, I think some of those frustrations are like things that work on paper don't necessarily translate well to movies.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, when you're reading like an FF story and, you know, read the Fantastic Four like fighting this villain, and then reads like, oh, I can make this gizmo gadget that'll stop Galactus from taking over the world.
Yep.
You're like, yeah, like this is it's a bit goofy. It's the 60s.
Yeah.
Sure. Like,
Go and retrieve this thing and bring it back, and you got it.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And it that's just like how comics work. But in movies, I feel like you need a little bit more of like a structurally sound like plot.
Yeah.
But comics, because of their campiness and kid friendliness, you can get away with that. But then this movie is kid friendly, but
Definitely
at times
kid friendly.
But at times it's like trying not to be, which is like the weird part. Like
There's a couple curse words in there. And
I said it in the like spoiler free review. Like the curse words felt so awkward to me.
They didn't need them.
Like it was like, what? Like, are you a family friendly movie? Or it seems like you're trying to use up your PG-13 allowance for curse words.
Yeah, not
which
necessary.
I've never felt that in a movie before.
No.
So like hearing Clark curse, like it's just weird.
Yeah, that was odd. What did you think about the chemistry between Lois and Clark?
They're gonna have to do some work on that, because I thought the interview was objectively a good scene. Obviously, we said it had its problems, but they performed well. And then they get into this like, are they, aren't they thing, and then Superman tells her that he loves her, and she doesn't respond. And then she tells somebody else that I forgot who she's talking to. Maybe it was Guy Gardner, or no, it was Mr. Terrific. Like, she was talking about the fact that she didn't respond and she didn't know like what to say. And so she was like a little confused. And then Superman saves the world. And then she comes and she's like, oh, by the way, I love you. It's like, oh yeah. So you love him after he saves Metropolis.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. I just wanted, like I said on Thursday night, I miss watching them fall in love. You know, I do. And I know that's not what this movie is. This movie,
yeah.
I'm already complaining that it's too crammed. So listen to me, like, you know, kind of being a hypocrite. But I you know, again, I'm always kind of aware of when it's the music that's trying to do the storytelling.
Yeah.
And I know that music is part of that, but I don't like it when the music manipulates my emotions to something that the script didn't earn. And I felt that was absolutely the case with the love beats between those two. You know, the music comes up and it's a romantic music and the strings and the whole thing, and they're kissing and they're floating in the air, and it's a beautifully shot scene. I just didn't, you know, I felt it because the music made me feel it, but I didn't see them as in love. I didn't see it.
I felt what made me like pretty uncomfortable was like the scene when she opens the door to her house and she hears commotion in her kitchen. And it's Clark making them breakfast for dinner.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh yeah, they'd been together for like about 3 months. And I was thinking, wait, you know, you're dating Superman. You know, maybe he has a key to your house. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe you say, yeah, you can just fly in through the window whenever, if you want. So it really made me think that they weren't dating. The fact that she walked in and like grabbed the bat, and then it turns out they are dating. I was like, okay, well, I understand, like, you're trying to be safe, right? And you wanting to protect yourself and being more susceptible to crime because you're a woman. And so being more on alert. Like, I've had those conversations with my wife where she's like, oh yeah, like when I go to this part of town, like I'm on like super high alert. I'm like, dang, like I never really have to think that. Like, that kind of sucks. So like I understand that perspective of it. But I don't know. It's like, I feel like if you know you're dating Superman and if he's in there, he's done it before. So it just gave me like this weird. I was really confused until they had to explain what their situation was.
Exactly. If they have that kind of relationship, then she walks in and it's probably not unusual for him to be there. So,
right.
So she should just be like, Clark, is that you? You know.
Yeah.
Or just know it's Clark. And just
right.
Like, oh, he's here again. You know, what are you doing? I thought we were going to go out, like, or something. But yeah, there was a disconnect. There's a logical disconnect.
Yeah, but and she didn't react like, what are you doing? Like, she didn't give the reaction like this was his first time that he had done this, which made it just really confusing.
Right, so the only thing that we kind of really that we saw to make us believe in their relationship was they're making out.
Yeah,
you know,
it felt awkward.
Yeah, it did. Again, it just happens to be it's convenient that this is what I chose to bring today, and I read this morning. But there was a dialogue at the end of the story in the Action Comics issue Part 2 where Lois is describing how she's falling, what she thinks is to her death, and she's falling, and then she describes seeing a violet streak next to her, and she tells the reporter, she's recounting something 10 years in the past. She said, that's how I always saw him, as a violet streak. Because it's his blue and the red blending together. And she said it. And I mean, this is just pages in the dialogue bubble. I mean, words in a dialogue bubble on a comic book page. And I felt emotional when I read it. Because only someone who loves someone would remember that detail.
Yeah.
And it was just a dialogue.
Yeah.
And I thought, where was that in the movie? Just something. When you love someone, you there are things about them that only you know. And you recognize, you remember that you love about them. And I don't know, it's not, those things aren't hard to come up with. Alan Moore certainly did.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I've ever read that anywhere else. I haven't read it. I don't know if it's ever been anywhere else, but
first time I've heard it.
That's such a cool thing. But she would know that because how many times did he save her?
Yeah.
How many times did she see that violet streak? But because it's the blue and the red blending together at that speed.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was the cool dialogue that indicated intimacy.
Yeah.
Whereas I missed that in this movie. I saw them fight.
Yeah.
And I saw them say, I love you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you tell your dog you love your dog too. Like, and it doesn't mean that the audience believes it.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. So
yeah, I saw somebody point out that they go from having the fight / interview to the next time they see each other is when he's sitting in his apartment and the Justice Gang is fighting that eyeball outside. Like they don't see each other at all in between then.
The Justice League fighting the eyeball was so random and weird. I don't know what was going on.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Okay, so I'm breaking this out because I need to read the dialogue exactly what it said. It's very short, but it moved me. I was moved. Let me find it here.
Is that Mr. Mixel?
Yep.
Mixapix?
Yeah, Mixelpix, however you say that.
If you guys want a fantastic Superman, I mean, if you like this, awesome. If you want if you like this movie and you want something like it, go watch My Adventures with Superman. It's on HBO Max. There's 2 seasons out. It is incredible. It is so good. It's by far my favorite Superman, and it's just a ton of fun to watch. Yeah, it's great. And if you didn't like this movie and you want to see a Superman that is awesome or a Superman story that's awesome and better than this movie, then go check out My Adventures with Superman, because it is just that. It's an animated show, but it's so good. Jimmy Olsen is fantastic in it. Lois Lane is great. And the Superman Clark dynamic is also really, really fun.
All right, so I was mistaken. It wasn't in the set. It was actually in the first one, the one where I have the double cover.
Oh, nice.
So I'm breaking out the newsstand one because I don't want to mess that one up. All right. She says, what happened next had all the familiarity of a recurring dream. I was falling and a violet comet was following alongside me. The reds and blues ran together, you see. So that's how he looked when he flew, a violet comet. And it's this cool panel you see there. Go ahead. You got it? Yeah. Where you can see the way it's depicted.
Oh, yeah.
And you can just show the camera or whatever, but it's not. Alan Moore didn't spend a lot of time on it. But it was a cool, intimate thing that indicated that she had a special connection to him and saw him how no one else saw him, and remembered it 10 years later.
Yeah.
Anyway, good stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I have a lot more to say, but I think that's it.
Yeah. Go see the movie.
Yeah.
Go see the movie. You're not going to hate it. You might really love it. I've heard from a few people who said that they loved it.
Yeah.
They said, yeah, it got some problems, but they loved it anyway. It's enjoyable. It's a fun ride. It's a comic book.
It's just, I guess what I went into this thinking was Iron Man 1, because that was the kickoff to the MCU. So I'm thinking something like that, like a solo story about this one hero.
Right.
And that's just not what this movie is. So I think my expectations were just really not met. And yeah, all my other grievances that you guys heard, with honestly some surprising shining moments that I was expecting to not like, that I ended up liking. So yeah, definitely go check it out. It's probably going to cross 1 billion, I think.
Yeah. It's going to be a huge hit.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's going to be a hit.
Kids are going to bring their, or families are going to bring their kids multiple times to go see this.
Yeah.
This is also good for the MCU. Like if you're a DC hater and an MCU fan, like the success of this movie, the commercial success of this movie is important, because it means that there's an actual competitor to Marvel that is going to hold Marvel accountable to stop making bad movies.
Yeah, pro forma movies.
Yeah, exactly. So, in my opinion, this is not the best superhero movie we got this year. I still give that to Thunderbolts so far. Thunderbolts is a fantastic movie with an amazing, amazing emotional payoff at the end that really works and lands. And we still got FF to come out. We got a handful of shows coming out too. I put Superman like probably. It reminds me a lot of Ant-Man and the Wasp in Quantumania. Like, bad story, good performances. Like like Jonathan Majors like puts on a masterclass in that movie.
Yeah. That was
but he has to say some horrible lines.
That was his coming out party, that movie.
And it's just like he just kills it. And so it's like the same thing. Like Superman, David Cornsweet puts on a really good performance, and sometimes he just has to say the dumbest stuff in this movie. Yeah. And it sucks, but it's what it is.
It is. I know there's been some criticism about the Superman fit of Superman's costume, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problem with it at all. I thought it was fine.
I
thought it looked great.
Yeah, he looked great for sure.
He really sold it. Definitely going to be a big summer hit. If you've got kids, like you said, Joshua, take them. They'll love it. I'm probably going to see it again just because, I don't know if I'll see it in the theater. I'll definitely see it again on when it's streaming. But yeah, I may find the time to go see it again. Just give
matinee.
Something like that, just to see if I have a different opinion after seeing it. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe going in with like way less expectations.
Yeah, I just said, look, I'm not. Now I know. I just want to see if I have fun getting on a roller coaster a second time.
Yeah,
first time maybe you don't like it so much because it's you just didn't see things coming. I don't know. It's something like I said I wanted to like it, and I would say I liked it. I just didn't love it, but I can't say it wasn't a fun movie, and I'm pretty sure if you go see it, you'll have a good time.
Yeah, fun for sure. Action wise, like there's a lot of things. There's jokes. There's a lot of jokes for kids, so sometimes some of the jokes don't quite land for adults. Like there's like a garage scene where like as soon as the camera like got like the right behind them angle of Lois and Mr. Terrific standing in front of the garage. Like, as soon as it wasn't, like, a side and it was just directly behind them, I knew exactly what the joke was going to be. And the garage just takes really slow to open. And so you're sitting there for what feels like 3 minutes waiting for this garage to open and them to be like, wow, you got all this tech and you can't invest into a garage? Yeah. And then he's like, well, I don't got time. And then you're like, yeah, okay,
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Whatever it was. He said. And if you go to this movie, when you see this movie, if at the end of the movie, because you've been holding it the whole movie long and you're dying to go to the bathroom, but you're afraid to leave because you don't want to miss what's going to happen at the end credits, go ahead and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's nothing important. There is an end credit scene. You're not missing anything.
It's probably actually the worst line for Superman in the whole movie. Darn it, I'm such a jerk sometimes.
Yeah, I don't. That to me, like, left a bad taste in my mouth. I wish I hadn't stayed for it. And made me. It probably is the reason I went from all the way down to a 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's very possible.
Because I'm like, what is this? Like, now you're like throwing salt in the wound. Like it's like you're rubbing it in my face with too much corn. It's too corny. So if you like to watch the credits, stick around and judge for yourself. But if you're thinking, I really do I really need to stick around? I'd rather just get moving, get in the parking lot. You're not missing anything. I promise.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's important in the end credit. I don't think, right? I didn't miss something.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. I'm also just surprised, like James Gunn. Like I think maybe the one thing that's like frustrating for me is it doesn't feel like a James Gunn movie.
Only the Justice Gang did.
Yeah,
that was it. That had Suicide Squad,
Guardians
feel to it, like this misfit. And there wasn't so much where I thought, okay, it's a one-trick pony. There was just a little bit of it there, and it was fun.
Yeah,
I liked all the interactions with the Justice Gang.
Yeah, and even Superman's dialogue with them was great.
Yeah,
like those were some of his better moments.
I know what you mean though. Yeah, it was definitely something else. Something different. So,
I don't know if that's studio involvement. It could be hashtag release the Snyder cut, release the Ayer cut. We know that the studios.
I don't want to hear it. It's gonna be like one of those things. Can you imagine? There's
Again.
another movie. So okay. I know we're signing off, but something to think about for the future. Does James Gunn get the sequel?
Yeah, I mean he's the one who greenlights it. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
He's in charge of the whole DCU.
That's right. So yeah, no one's. I mean, I guess someone could step in but they wouldn't if it's making a
That
billion.
would be
if it sells $1 billion, no one's going to step in.
Yeah, that would be Zaslav, right? Is he still the Warner Brothers
I
CEO?
don't know.
I think David Zaslav is so I guess he's the only boss to James Gunn,
Okay.
I think.
Well, so if you're thinking, well, it was good, but it could have been done better. If this movie makes money, James Gunn will make another one.
Yeah. Okay. This movie is being put up there with like The Dark Knight, The Batman, Iron Man 1, Guardians 1. And I just think it's not even close to any of those movies.
No, it's not. It's on a different plane.
Yeah.
I think that's a little confirmation bias. There's a little bit of I see what I want to see.
And here's my conspiracy on it is people hate the Snyder Bros so much that they were going to praise this movie and glaze this movie from the get-go. Like just as like a big FU to the Snyder Bros, like we're gonna make sure that this movie hits.
Yeah.
Like I was even talking it with Dara today when we were running some errands. I was just like, I literally was like, am I crazy? Like
no, it's not that good.
Like I was like, and she was like, I feel like I'm getting gaslit. Like I don't. She's like, I don't. She's like, I'm trying to figure it out because the internet
is like the greatest thing since.
They're calling this the greatest
one.
Superman of all time. Yeah, the great. Yeah, they're like.
Yeah.
Some people are saying it's better than the Batman. It's better than the Dark Knight.
No, it's not those things. And I think the cooler heads will prevail, and it'll swing back to the median. Revert to the mean, so to speak, within a week. But that's okay. Look, man, don't forget. There's probably a whole bunch of bots out there that are being paid to say that are being programmed or paid to say these things to get a good opening. And
monkeys.
Yeah, exactly.
So here, let me read this. I did this last night with Dara because we had Disney Plus open.
We're being gaslit. That's what it is.
I'm gonna read off MCU movies, and you're gonna tell me, by your best memory, is Superman better or worse?
Okay.
Than this movie.
Okay.
Okay. Iron Man 1.
Worse.
Iron Man 2.
Superman is worse.
Thor 1.
Worse.
Captain America: The First Avenger.
Worse.
Avengers 1.
Worse.
Iron Man 3.
Worse.
Thor: The Dark World.
Which one is that?
That's when they're in London. That's when the what is it? The red.
I don't think I saw it. I don't remember.
Okay, I'll answer you. Superman's better.
Okay. All right.
Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, Winter Soldier is better.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians is better.
Age of Ultron.
Ultron's better.
Ant-Man 1.
Superman's better. I don't really like the Ant-Mans.
I think Ant-Man 1 is special.
Yeah.
I would disagree with you on that, but fair enough.
Okay.
I agree with you so far.
Okay.
Civil War.
Civil War is better.
Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah, Doctor Strange 1 was cool, man.
Yeah. You're hesitating. I was like, whoa, you need to go rewatch that movie.
I think about it for a second. I'm like, wait, no, that was really good. Yeah, that was the whole origin and all that. No, it was great. Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Guardians is better. All three Guardians are better.
Spider-Man: Homecoming.
If I say that Spider-Man: Homecoming is not better than Superman 1, you're going to kick me off this podcast right now. Of course, Homecoming is better. That's one of your favorite movies ever.
The third one is one of my favorites. Yeah. The first one I didn't like too much when I first watched it. Upon rewatch, it got better. So maybe I feel the same way about Superman. Anyways, Thor: Ragnarok.
Superman's better.
Interesting.
I didn't like. Wait. Wait. Ragnarok's the one with the Hulk in it?
Hulk, yeah.
Oh no, Ragnarok. Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking of the other one.
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder.
Yeah. Black Panther.
Black Panther's better.
Avengers: Infinity War.
Infinity War's better.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I'll go with Superman.
I agree with you on that one. Captain Marvel.
Superman.
Yeah, I agree with you. Avengers: Endgame.
Endgame. I mean, come on.
Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Far From Home.
The Mysterio one.
Yeah, Far From Home.
Black Widow.
Superman. I didn't really like Black Widow.
Yeah, I go back and forth. Like, there's some really, really low moments in Black Widow that are like lower than any moment in Superman, but it has a couple higher highs than Superman does. So it's like probably
even.
Yeah, but maybe Superman just has some cooler action sequences. So, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Okay, surprisingly, I'm going with Shang-Chi. I thought Shang-Chi is an underrated movie. I like that movie.
Yeah, the fight scenes are.
Yeah,
the one with his mom and dad.
Movie, but I enjoyed that movie. At least right now, it's close, but I'll go with Shang-Chi on this.
The fight scene where Shang-Chi is fighting on the side of the building with the city lights and the neon.
Yeah,
and then the fight scene in the garden between his mom and his dad. Like,
yeah,
those two scenes alone make that movie better than Superman.
Okay.
Eternals.
I never saw it.
Really?
Haven't seen it.
Okay. Massively hated movie.
Which is probably why I haven't seen it. I'm like,
I think it's one of the best Marvel movies.
Wow, that's right. You've said this. Okay,
Yeah.
that's on my list. I'll watch it.
Okay. Spider-Man: No Way Home.
No Way Home.
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Man. Push.
Fair. Thor: Love and Thunder.
Superman.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
Superman.
Really?
I did not like Wakanda.
Really?
No.
Okay. Interesting.
I was unhappy with that movie.
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Superman.
Guardians 3, you already said. Yeah. Guardians. The Marvels. I don't think you've seen that one.
Didn't see it.
Superman's better. Deadpool and Wolverine.
I said it on Thursday. I'm going with Superman. Objectively, Deadpool Wolverine executes its purpose way better.
Yeah.
But I know I'm way in the minority here, but personally, I enjoyed Superman better.
Brave New World. Captain America.
Superman.
Yeah, that's fair. Thunderbolts you haven't seen.
No, but I almost want to say some Thunderbolts just based on what you told me. But yeah, so the point is well taken. There's way more Marvel movies, and not just the obvious great ones that I would put ahead of the Superman. So to hear, and we haven't even talked about the DC ones.
Yeah.
Are they just people just? Look, I don't want to knock anybody for their opinion. So, but it seems like maybe we're just kind of getting swept up in the excitement of it all, which is part of the fun.
Yeah.
Of Superman. Recency bias. It's a new movie, so it's the new thing, the new shiny thing. Yeah. Maybe. But not. Hey, look, I want it to be a hit, like you said. It's good for the comic. This is a comic podcast. A blockbuster comic book movie lifts all boats. It's good for us.
Yeah, it totally is. Yeah. Bummed, but we like James Gunn's work. So this just wasn't for us, and that's all right. Yeah. It's for a vast majority of people. And really, at the end of the day, as far as success goes, that's kind of all that matters. Yeah. There's been a lot of hashtags. People had them ready before the movie. Like if the movie sucked, people were going to say, hashtag the gun jammed.
I've seen the gun didn't jam.
The gun didn't jam. And there's just like a whole bunch of hashtags. Because I didn't like this, and because there's speculation of whether or not the Batman world is going to be part of the DCU, people still don't know. I tweeted, hashtag Batman doesn't use a gun.
Oh,
G-U-N-N.
Nice.
Don't let James Gunn near the Batman.
Yeah. Leave the Batman alone. They've got a good thing going with the Batman.
I would be curious to see the tones overlap, because I think that would actually be pretty cool. Yeah. Just seeing like the dark, gritty tone of the Batman meet the happy-go-lucky golden retriever tone of Superman.
There were moments when I thought where Corn Sweat reminded me of Brendan Fraser.
He kind of does look like Brendan Fraser.
And when he was on some of the cornier lines, like it felt like Brendan Fraser.
Encino Man.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
His clone looked like the Encino Man.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to shake it. Maybe I'll enjoy the movie the second time, because I won't have to be dealing with that anymore.
Yeah,
I've got out of my system.
Let us know in the comments what you thought about the movie. Yell at us. Tell us if we were being too mean.
Yeah, don't hate us. Well, you can hate us if you want to.
I mean, look,
we're not trying to be haters, right?
Opinions dialogue is great just in general because opinions are meaningful to people. And you can't have good dialogue for too long if everybody just has the same opinion.
Right.
So, and part of it is like, hey, like maybe there's things that you saw that I didn't see. Like maybe I went in a little disgruntled because of the marketing. And so maybe I was leaning towards not wanting to like it. And maybe I let that affect the way that I view. Like I'm open to that. Like I'm open to, like I said, my mind literally changed on the whole Justice Gang thing because I watched somebody very elegantly and just well worded describe how impactful it was that Superman like inspired the Justice Gang to go resolve that conflict between those countries. Like, right. So my mind changed. Like my opinions mean a lot to me, and I will vocalize my opinions. I'm never afraid to like make my opinions known.
Right.
But I'm also like they're not like too closed off where I'm like never gonna change my mind. Except you're never gonna tell me the Batman is a bad movie. Like that. Like if you're gonna bring that opinion to me,
dinner's over.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, the party's over.
You're wasting your time and mine. But I'm but with Superman, I'm 100% open to like I kind of want my mind to be changed. Like I wish I enjoyed it as much as everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking maybe I'll see it again. Just maybe I missed something.
Yeah. But this camera's going to shut off anytime, any minute. So let us know in the comments what you thought. Shout out Whippy7777. So you had a lot of sevens in your name. Yeah. DM me on Instagram.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah. Congrats.
Great book.
Yep. DM me on Instagram @Comics. We'll get that book out to you ASAP. Be back next week.
Yeah.
As we will probably be talking about our expectations for Fantastic Four.
They're high.
And what we think will happen. So
yes.
Appreciate you guys watching and /or listening.
Yep.
And we'll catch you next week.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. See you.
Peace.